Have you ever wondered how one of the world's superpowers, the Soviet Union, collapsed? A question that sends ripples through the minds of many. The Soviet Union, a colossus that sprawled across 11 time zones, held a firm grip on 15 nations, each with its distinct culture and identity. It was a force to reckon with, a global titan of industry, military might, and ideological influence. But even the mightiest of empires have their sunset, and so did the Soviet Union. Its sudden fall in the early 90s shocked the world. The Iron Curtain was lifted, and the once mighty Soviet Union fragmented into 15 independent republics. A dissolution that left an indelible mark on global geopolitics. The collapse of the Soviet Union is a tale filled with intrigue, complexity, and profound lessons. But how did such a powerful entity crumble? What led to its disintegration? To fully understand this, let's delve into the timeline of events that led to the Soviet Union's downfall. The downfall of the Soviet Union didn't happen overnight. It was a series of events over several years that led to its eventual disintegration. The seeds of collapse were first sown in the 1970s with the onset of economic stagnation. Despite its superpower status, the Soviet Union was plagued by inefficiencies and a declining growth rate. The economy was heavily centralized and lacked the dynamism and innovation needed to keep pace with global trends. Things took a turn in the mid-80s when Mikhail Gorbachev rose to power. Gorbachev, a reform-minded leader, introduced two pivotal policies: glasnost, which translates to openness, and perestroika, meaning restructuring. Glasnost aimed at promoting freedom of speech and transparency in government, a radical departure from the past. Perestroika, on the other hand, sought to reform the stagnant economic system by introducing elements of the free market. However, these policies, while revolutionary, had unintended consequences. The newfound openness led to a wave of criticism against the government, further eroding its legitimacy. The economic reforms, while necessary, led to short-term hardships that were hard for many to bear. The social and political fabric of the Soviet Union was unraveling. The Chernobyl disaster in 1986 was another blow. The government's handling of the nuclear accident and the subsequent cover-up led to widespread disillusionment and mistrust among the population. The Soviet Union's military engagement in Afghanistan, which ended in 1989, was another drain on resources and morale. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was seen as a defeat and added to the growing sense of crisis. The final nail in the coffin was the failed coup in August 1991. Hardline elements within the Soviet Union attempted to seize power but were unsuccessful. This event further weakened the already fragile Union, and by the end of the year, the Soviet Union was no more. All these events chipped away at the foundations of the Soviet Union, leading to its eventual collapse. The collapse of the Soviet Union marked the end of the Cold War and reshaped the world order. What was once a single, unified entity crumbled into 15 independent nations, each with their own unique paths and struggles. The political landscape of the globe was forever altered, with Russia emerging as the successor state to the Soviet Union, inheriting its seat at the United Nations Security Council. This seismic shift was not without its consequences. Economically, these newly formed countries grappled with the transition from a centrally planned economy to market-oriented systems. Some managed to adapt, while others faced severe economic hardships. Socially, the people of the former USSR had to navigate new identities, with the dissolution bringing both newfound freedoms and uncertainties. The collapse of the Soviet Union serves as a stark reminder of how political, economic, and social factors can lead to the downfall of even the most powerful entities.